What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Last Week in Rugby on the Bonus Point Rugby podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Tj Olsen, and we have a lot of rugby to talk about. Unfortunately, Super Rugby Aotearoa competition has concluded, but we have our bonus segment today that is all about naming our very own North versus South teams. So super excited to get stuck into that. Before we get started, as usual, I just want to thank our amazing sponsors. First off, Whalebird Kombucha. If you're looking for a great tasting beverage that is actually good for you, go try them out at your local Whole Foods, Air One, or other health food stores. Secondly, F45 Culver City. So F45 isn't just a gym, it's a real community, and their team are all there to help you achieve your fitness goals with sessions in just 45 minutes. They are currently doing outdoor workouts to work around COVID-19 restrictions, so be sure to reach out to them to get a great workout during these trying times. So over the weekend, we saw two great Super Rugby AU matches, plus the conclusion of the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. And although we didn't get to see the final match between the Crusaders and the Blues, the Highlanders and the Hurricanes sure closed out the season with a bang. With that in mind, let's get stuck into talking about the matches. And I'm super lucky to have my brother, thew, aka Knovell Capote, joining us on the show today. Moreira, kia ora, how we doing?
Kia ora, Malole. What's happening? I'm good, man. Let's be honest. Every time we do this, I've just woken up in Australia, so I've got my sexy voice on right now. Hey, how you doing? It's my sexy voice.
The sexy, raspy voice that sounds like,
right?
Like an 80s action movie or something.
Thank you very much. Yeah, look, no one could terminate me if I sounded like this in the 80s. That's for sure. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. A little disappointed. Look, we wanted to see the Blues Crusaders game. We didn't get to see it. But we did get to see the Crusaders, the Reds, dominate on the weekend.
It was a good game. I will give you that. We will get stuck into talking about that today. But before we get stuck into talking about the Super Rugby AU comp, it's a very different Super Rugby competition that we're used to. So overall, what did you think about the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition? What did you
look?
We've
been vocal about this, TJ. If you've been listening, if you've been listening in, we've been quite vocal about the disparity of quality rugby between the Aotearoa competition and the Australian competition. Let's wrap it up. 3 words for me that really explain the Aotearoa competition was quality, class, and what's the last word? Just awesomeness.
Yeah, that's a good word to use. I like that.
Right? Like, it was an insane competition, man. And the difference between our Chiefs being humbly denied any sort of victory to the Crusaders who took it out is not that much. And I'm not trying to do you know what I mean? Like the quality.
It's not downplaying it, but it's out of the 5 amazing teams, someone has to be 5th.
Exactly. And, I've gone on record to say that the Chiefs beat every other Super Rugby team in the normal competition. I just think, the New Zealand rugby system is so good that this is what happens, right? You just get the best with the best and the best. So the worst of the best is still better than the rest. Ooh!
Oh, that's
good. Eat your heart out.
Well, I'll use 4 words of my own, and I think and once again, this isn't a dig at Super Rugby AU. They still have quality rugby players. Okay, it's kind of, but 4 words: league of their own. Like you just got to look at it, and you look at the quality of rugby. You look at the just the kind of culture around everything. You sit there and you go, it's uncomparable. So it's something where we will obviously talk about that today, but let's get stuck into talking about the Super Rugby AU. So before Highlanders and Hurricanes game, we're going to talk about the Tars and the Force. So another week, the Waratahs came out firing. So this was a really good game, but I think one matchup I really enjoyed was the 9, 10, 12 on both sides. On the Tars, you've got Gordon, who was easily the man of the match in my eyes, feeding to Harrison and Hunt. And on the other side, you've got the Force. You've got Pryor back in the 9 jersey. I think he's been injured for the past couple of games. And you've got Lance and Kahui, which is also on the other side of the ball, a very experienced group. So which group do you think played better in this game?
Honestly, I think the Force take that out.
It's a tough one, eh? Like I sit there and I try and do the comparisons, and there's so many positives in both those kind of threesomes.
Yeah, you said threesomes.
Of course you do that.
Look, I think what we saw on the weekend was the difference between a dominant forward pack and what the backs can do with it, which is why I'm sort of heading the Force way because I think the Force forward pack didn't have the dominance, but the Force 3 really did their work and really stood up and really got counted. So that's sort of why I'm leaning that way. And also, to be honest, I think just for the season, they played better collectively opposed to the Tars.
Yeah.
And the Tars season shows exactly when they're not on, they lose. When they are on, they win. But when they are on, the whole team's on. So we haven't actually seen, we haven't seen some bright lights in a dark time. Do you know what I mean? All we've seen is collectively as a team, they perform or they don't. Whereas with the Force, I think they collectively perform, but sometimes just get outperformed. And those three stand up and really make way and headway for 80 minutes too. Like I said this before the Super Rugby season, AU season started, that the Force will be an 80-minute team. And I honestly believe collectively they've been the most dominant 80-minute team and consistent. Their numbers are really, really consistent. They're not high and low. They're really hitting this consistent stats, whether that's ball retention, number of times they've kicked in the game, number of times they've crashed. Everything is really, really consistent because they're used to that high-paced game.
Yeah.
And the only thing is just the Tars just had a better pack, man. And that was the difference. So again, that's why I'm leaning towards the Force, because I just thought they really handled in offense and defense. And
I agree with that. When it comes down to collectively, you see a lot of the time, you see Carmichael Hunt bringing a lot of impact to the game, but it's a lot of individual performances. He may not be on the same page as the rest of his back line. He threw a pass, I think, or even with his loose forwards, I think he threw a pass out to one of his loose forwards, and he was looking at him. Pass was perfect, right on par, right in front if he was running onto it. But the guy wasn't hitting his line, and he turned and goes, "Why aren't you there?" Harrison's kind of the same thing. He is a stellar performer, and he has some great moments. But I do agree, collectively they don't function as well as a unit as the Western Force. But with that in mind, let's talk about the Western Force's performance, because there hasn't been a week where they've played a terrible game, like you've said.
No.
I think the addition of Richard Kahui has really elevated that. Do you agree with that?
Totally agree, man. Here's the thing. I feel for the Force. They're just all that they are missing are just some Super Rugby caps. They need someone in there. They need about another 2 or 3 players that can just lead them around the paddock a little bit.
I think that's in that starting team too, because you've got a lot of guys that are either coming off the bench, like their front row.
Yeah.
And you obviously got Richard Kahui, but he's late into the mix. He didn't do preseason with them. They've got a lot of young, talented players, but no one that really has that experience.
No, and I was backing the Force this season, and I honestly think that they've got to win up their sleeve. Because they're rugby. They're playing good rugby. Unlike the Chiefs, where the Chiefs just they're playing teams that are just, unfortunately, on the day are better than them all round. I don't think the Force are the team that should be coming 5th at all. I think as a team collective, they definitely should be around that 3-4 spot. Just the grub of the grooms really going against them, and just some brain farts from the younger guys where better decisions could have been made. And all that is just leading around the park. What we saw on the weekend was that first 20 minutes, we saw them dominating possession. They were pushing forward. They got the early penalty in, and their confidence grew. Do you know what I mean? When they scored that try, they knew exactly what was, okay, we can control this. And they were controlling the set pieces really well. I thought their scrums held up really well. But then coming to the end of the first half, I think with about 8-9 minutes to go, they just sort of little mistakes. The front rows collapsing, early penalties. Do you know what I mean? Just giving the Waratahs way too many options to get easy points. Yeah. And that just comes down to leadership. Do you know what I mean? Like at a time where the dew was a little bit moist on the field, don't try and bang them, okay? Like it's a center field scrum, and they've got a kicker that can kick it from 65 meters out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's have great connection. Let's go forward. So
And
again,
for
it's
our American listeners, when he says Jew, he means do on the ground, not Jew as
oh,
in Jewish.
oh yeah. Oh snap.
It's
You
just
know what?
it's just how we say it. I when I was growing up and I said that in
Yeah.
anywhere when I was in America, everyone look and go, what are you talking about in regards
Yeah.
to Jewish people?
Yeah. Ooh, that could have been. Couple of Jews on the ground.
But you spoke about young people, and in this Force team, we had a Super Rugby debut, and that was with Jake Strawn. And he's someone who I've been watching for a while, coming up through the ranks. He's a phenomenal young talent. Brisbane State High boy. He played for Brisbane in the NRC. What did you think of him on the weekend? Did you see much of him, or did you not really see?
Here's the thing: when you debut and no one really sees you, that's good. That means you've done your job. It means you haven't made mistakes.
He did make a couple of great line breaks, and he's been. I think we've spoken about it before about people who especially fullbacks on counterattack who love to carry and just carry through contact and just try and go through it. And it was a very territorial game, but he got sick of the territory and he read it perfectly, like a perfect sevens player. He ripped through it and he set up, I don't know if it was a try, but he set up a run that I think they went 50 meters at least. So he definitely made some, but yeah, you are right. If you're not talking about the person on debut, you're usually talking about what he did wrong and how he's young and inexperienced and those types of things.
Agreed.
So yeah, so I think he had a pretty good game. Was there anyone on the Force that really stood out for you?
Not really. Again, and this is the problem. The Force don't have those leaders that can make something.
Yeah,
and
that's player.
And that's it. You know, like if I'm the Force, man, I'm trying to buy Wilgeni as much as you know, as quickly as I can. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But because this is what you want, though. This is what they need a 9 or a 10. With no offense to John O'Lance, but they need a 9
or Ian Pryor.
Or Ian Pryor, yeah. But I mean, like, because Lance is the backup, right? Or the starting. But, you know, you get what I'm saying. Yeah. But for someone of his age and hit the caps, he's not making he's not that deciding factor. Comparatively, Cruden comes into the Chiefs, he's that X factor. He's guiding them, he's pushing. And that's what they're lacking in the backs. And then the forwards, they're just lacking, you know, just like a Tyson Frizzell or a Nella Dubol, like they just don't have that.
Someone who can make that impact.
Just that oomph, just like, ugh. Yeah. Where did that come from?
All right, we'll leave it. We'll leave it there because I think you've said it. You've said it all. It's something where we need that kind of experienced player, and whether someone like that would have been in the rapid rugby competition and come on, because this is a freak accident that the Western Force have come into this competition.
100%.
So
they're staying though. They're staying. I want to advocate for them. Like, in all seriousness, when they got axed, I was one of the very many people who were quite pissed at it. And I think it was from every business angle, it was the worst possible decision. And, you know, I could hop on about this, but the Force deserve to be playing Super Rugby. They deserve these players. Of all the teams across Aotearoa and Australia, the Force are the one team that show up, and I have not seen any one of their 23 that takes that field not give 100%, man. And that's exactly what we need to guide, especially our junior from grassroots level. The Force are my favorite team, bar the Chiefs, in Super Rugby because, bro, man, they epitomize everything that rugby's about. You take your shot, and once you're on there, you just give it a hard crack for 80 minutes.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And we definitely need to start pumping more resources into that Western Australia avenue to build that kind of grassroots.
Dude, Western Australia is great, man. I played a few games over in Western Australia, and the rugby over there, it reminds me of like Brisbane in the early 2000s where like it's like, you know, you go to Souths, if you're like a brothers guy, the filth. You know, you go down to Souths, and, you know, they've got everyone there, and then we've got ours there, and if you come over to brothers, no matter who you are, do you know what I mean? There's crowds there, people, you know, you're taunting each other, you know, there's the, woo, bash him, bash his skull, and then it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about the Reds in the Force game. So obviously this one, I chose the Force, and
You mean Reds Rebels?
Oh, Reds Rebels. Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, I chose the Rebels in this one.
Yes,
And
you
the
did.
Reds were one of the form teams of the competition. However, they deviated, and the Rebels
They did.
have had a couple of good weeks. So I thought that the Rebels would be able to come on top of this.
Not
Reds
today.
proved that they're a whole lot better this week, and from someone who said they really don't prefer Jock Campbell in the 15 jersey, aka you said that, and I think he had a quite good game this week. Are you sticking with that story, or are you kind of
Wait?
Are you warming up to him?
No, I said Jock Campbell. I prefer Jock Campbell at 15.
Who
I think
did you say that you didn't like? Who didn't like? 15?
Haggerty.
Oh, okay, my apologies. All right, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. Haggerty could, mate. Okay, so going off what I said about the Force, yeah. This is what happened. Jordan Pataya, Tate McDermott into the starting squad. Obviously, Jordan wasn't there last week because of the passing of his father. Tate McDermott was benched for Lord knows what reason, Brad thought. I respect you, Brad, but that was a terrible decision.
Yeah, we were both very confused about that one.
Yeah, and this is what happens, yeah? Tate McDermott comes on at 9. That gives Rabbit, James O'Connor, just that 1 second of extra time to do what he has to do. Because Pataya at 14, Jock at 15, and Ngudu at is it Ngudu? Yeah, on the left.
Dungunu at 11.
At 11, they play a wide game, man. They sit in those tram tracks. O'Connor now has the option to cut to 13. Tate now has the option to cut O'Connor and go straight to 12. What that does is gives us all these options where the holes lined up, and the Rebels got punished by the Reds because they were playing a wide game and they were keeping the back three for the Rebels up close. Then they'd kick through. Or they'd counterattack of Doom, and you saw like Korobidi was up for that second try. Marika Korobidi came rushing up, and they had to cover, and you're not going to cover against those back three. And it turns out Pangai Mosa ends up scoring, which is hilarious.
Well, it's pretty good because I know when Korobidi, when he comes up, Jock Campbell, he attacked the line really well. He's kicking for territory on a wet night. It wasn't amazing, but it was definitely above par. So it was something that he did something really well. But a matchup in the game that I was really entertained by was Tupou and Falmasili. So I think there was one occasion where Tupou he got on the other side of it. He made a contact into Falmasili, and he got back up, and he was like, oh. But for the rest of the game, it was pretty one-sided. Tupou won most of those. Falmasili, he had some good runs, but it was one collision after another. They kept finding each other. Did you enjoy that matchup?
Oh, did I enjoy it? It was like gladiators just crushing each other time after time after time. And again, this is how you become better and get better, is when you're playing in Famasili's predicament. You're playing the best prop in Australia right now. You want to be the best prop. So how are you going to do it? Just run it straight. Figure it out, And that, but again, this is my point exactly. Tupou has the brain sense and the caps under his belt to contain it. He wasn't getting overexcited. He outplayed him in a sense where he deliberately wasn't putting himself in a physical altercation. He was definitely trying to be, all right, let me make the best decision while doing this. Whereas Famasili was just, give me the ball, let me run hard. And he did. He did run hard.
Yeah, it was just raw power. But we just spoke about it before, as I think the element that Tate McDermott kind of provided to that game, he really cemented himself in that 9 jersey. And it wasn't even just his attacking pressure or his decision-making. His defensive side was freaking phenomenal. I was watching that game and going, I think it was a broken play, and I think he had to make a cover tackle, and he swallowed whoever it was. He swallowed that person up.
Tate McDermott
definitely deserves it.
Tate McDermott is the second coming the third coming of George Gregan, because Will Genia was the second.
Yeah, Will Genia definitely was. Yeah.
And if Tate McDermott isn't the starting number 9 for the Wallabies, like, something's happening, bro. And I'm going to go one step further. You have to look at combinations.
Yeah.
The McDermott-O'Connor combination, it's working, man. It's working, and I dare say we'd be keeping that. Dave Rennie will be keeping that for the Wallabies.
Yeah, I think some people try and make an argument for Gordon to get stuck in there, but I would take Tate McDermott over Gordon. And I think a lot of people also are making an argument that James O'Connor should have been put into that 13 jersey like he has been playing over the years. But I think he's doing very well in that number 10 jersey for the Reds.
I think here's the thing is you put someone like him he's a bigger fly half, yeah? But like your Beauden Barrett, he backs his speed. But his kicking has gotten so much better, man. Now,
phenomenal.
Dude, like his kicks and play are phenomenal. And in broken play, man, Beauden Barrett would be the only person that I would say is better than him.
Yeah, I'd pay that.
There's a couple
of people in a fly half position that can pull those kicks off, but consistently, when you've been watching his play, his consistency has been on the money.
Yeah,
so,
I rate it, and I think it wouldn't hurt to start playing. Look, the Wallabies suck. Okay, so it's time to switch. It's time to switch it up. Do you know what I mean?
Like, tell us how you really feel.
Russ, I want the Wallabies. I want the Wallabies to be competitive. Like, I would love to see. Man, I'm against this whole ruling about trying to bring Karevi back early, but to see Tate McDermott with a James O'Connor and then maybe a Hunt and Karevi center pairing, bruh, that's it. Man, run it straight.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous. But all right, we'll talk about the Rebels, and the Rebels had some pretty good looks at scoring. However, they just couldn't execute in the first half. The one thing that frustrated me though a lot was Hodge and Deegan's decision to kick when they had continuity. So I know on a wet night you have full reign from your coach to go, hey, let's play a territory game, let's force errors. But after a few kicks, Deegan and Hodge kept gifting the Reds a lot of easy territory when they've seen that James O'Connor, he's not folding under these high balls. He's not struggling under them. And a lot of their back three, like Jock Campbell and those guys, they're not just going to go, let's just drop the ball. So do you agree that it was the territory game that really kind of pushed them away, or just not executing?
No, this is what it is. It's Australian rugby. That's what happens, right? Now, this comes down to coaching. We've discussed this in numerous podcasts, right? It's all Australian rugby's all about let's just get the territory and make a mistake. Not, we've got the ball, let's do something about it and score points. Brad Thorne, in all his rugby glory, is a Kiwi coach. That's how he plays. In wet weather, what did Jock Campbell, Dangunu, and Pattaya do? They ran the ball. What did the opposition do? They kicked the ball because they play stupid rugby. Do not give the ball. They're kicking the ball. Terrible kicking. 2, you're kicking to a very dynamic back 3 who can cut you up, and they've got a fly half who's just as big, just as strong, and just as fast. It was stupid rugby. If I was the coach of the Rebels, I would have hammered them because you're not going to beat them. And the reason why they kept kicking too, they knew they weren't going to the Reds' defense was impeccable that night. And And this is what happens in any game of rugby. If you can't penetrate the defense, what do? You panic and you kick. You don't back yourself. And that's what happened. And this is why I honestly don't think, like, the Rebels' wins that they've come across this year, they haven't been because they've been super, super amazing and dominant. It's just because there's been something on the opposition team that have let themselves down and they just crept through, like a thief.
But that's the annoying thing, though, is that's what I'm talking about, is that when they had the opportunity and they were bending the line and they were making those little go-forward little options to get past the defensive line, they had that continuity. But then as soon as Deegan saw that, he was like, yep, let's just kick it away.
That's what I mean. No confidence.
In those instances, you got to back yourself. So, but let's talk about their scoring opportunities. So they multiple.
Australian rugby.
R.I.P. But multiple times they're close to the line and they couldn't execute. So would you pay that? We talked about it to the Reds' amazing goal line defense, or was it just sloppy mistakes by the Rebels?
No, did you see how long they were on that line for?
Ages,
dude. Like, I don't know. Peter Ryan left the Reds and the defense got better. He also went to the Broncos, and the Broncos got worse. So
I almost just spat water all over my laptop, so that wouldn't have been good.
No, man, that's all. That's all Reds. The Reds were disgusting in that first half last week against the Waratahs. And like any coach, I'm sure, and I've seen Brad Thorne very angry, and that is a scary sight. So I'm sure. I'm sure that they did, and they need that. Like, they held him to. They held him. What was it? 19-3?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was a pretty. It wasn't like a huge.
No, but I mean,
it was at least
there was a shutout. There was a
Yeah.
shutout there. Do you know what I mean? And like, that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? And the Reds pulled themselves out of that hole they put themselves in last week, and they're going to win the Super Rugby Championship in Australia.
Ooh, okay.
I'm calling it, bro.
I might.
Jump on the bandwagon, G.
I'm not gonna. Even though it's technically my hometown team for Australia, I'm not gonna jump on the bandwagon just yet. If they get another win and they're looking good, then I'll do it. But in all honesty, it doesn't matter because I don't have any allegiance to any Super Rugby team in Australia. But
I just want to call one thing, and it comes through for like champions. This year's been real bad for me.
It's been rough. Yeah, it's been a rough one. But I think they're definitely the best moment of the game. It wasn't a tackle. It wasn't a run. It was Cobus Alof, the replacement prop for the Melbourne Rebels, and getting his shorts ripped at the 60th minute. Everyone's seeing that he's got pink budgies. For anyone who doesn't know what budgies are, Speedos, togs, whatever you call them, and
DTs.
all the comments, DTs, yeah, I guess I haven't heard DTs in a long time, but all the commentators were calling it a big no-no. But every time he caught the ball after that, the crowd went wild,
losing it. Yeah.
Every time he got it, everyone was like,
It was a flaming galah on the field.
Oh my God! And
yeah, that was great.
I think that G'd him up as well. Every time he ran the ball, he's South African. He was just sitting there, just going, "I can't wait to go through these people.
Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball."
It was great. But all in all, I think we're on week 8 now. So definitely a couple of interesting weeks. And one thing I didn't know, I thought it was like the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition where it was you call the winner. And the commentators said that there's a final or there's a final.
Yeah, so New Zealand aren't playing a final. So I'm pretty sure it works as at the end of the round competition.
It's top 3A.
Yeah, so 2 and 3 play off.
Yeah.
To verse 1.
So yeah, you definitely want to have that number 1 spot, so you can kind of have that either break week and just get everyone.
Here's the thing. Well, Brumbies don't work well off a bye. So now we got to look into this. Do Brumbies want to finish one, have that break? Here's the other thing. Reds work really well off a bye and even better back to back.
I don't have the standings in front of me. Do the Reds still have the opportunity to get
Brumbies,
one?
Brumbies, Reds, Rebels.
Okay, so they have the opportunity to secure that 1 spot. So
Brumbies, Reds, Waratahs, Rebels. Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say it wouldn't be the Rebels; it'd probably be the Waratahs. But it may be a good thing for both teams if the Reds can secure that number 1 spot. Brumbies secure 2. They get a rumble on and they play the Reds in the final. That might be a really good week. All right, that's good. Okay, lots to look forward to. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll talk about the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition and also talk about our namings for our North versus South team.
I know. I'm excited for this. I went way too hard on this. Way too hard.
We both did. We're coaches. I don't think we're going to go easy on this one. All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll come right back. All right, welcome back. Super Rugby Aotearoa started in Dunedin. This match ended up being the last fixture in Super Rugby in Dunedin as the Blues and the Crusaders didn't go ahead. And oh boy, it was a great game to end it all. So this was the back and forth battle that I really wanted to see between 2 quality sides. And I'm very glad the Highlanders ended up getting the W, as they were the team that kind of were getting so close every week, but just didn't get over the line with a lot of matches. And someone I thought was very impactful for the Highlanders was Michael Collins in the centres. I know that Thompson and Tompkinson, they're great centres for the Highlanders, but Collins showed that in the back end of the season that he can really cement himself in that number 13 jersey. So what did you think about his performance?
I thought, how do I say this? When you're sitting on the bench you know how to play. You can see, what's going on. And I think he's an astute rugby player, and he's proven that in Mitre 10. And he just came through, man, and he did what he had to do to secure victory for the Highlanders.
Mm. No, it was definitely
But I
something.
thought he started out as a fullback, right?
I believe so.
And then, because I'm pretty sure he was like a fullback, and then was just like wasted at fullback because, I mean, he's a good player. And then they put him into the centers as like someone got injured, so and then like just didn't move. I could be wrong though, but I'm pretty sure that that's how it all happened, and I'm happy that they did.
I'm not sure. Yeah, no, definitely, because you could see on the weekend when he was trying to just find the right holes to hit, and just kind of, he was elusive when he needed to be, when he needed to run that nice hard line. He just knew exactly the right place to hit. So
exactly,
he definitely was a very impactful player. I think if the Highlanders can retain the majority of their players and continue to develop guys like Nareki and Parkinson, I think the Highlanders could make a really good run at it next season.
Agreed.
With Aaron Major at the helm, if they had the same squad and they pretty much had the different dynamics, because a few players are going to go in and out, but what do you think their odds are next season?
It's a tough one, man. Or we don't even know if there's going to be a super season.
That's true.
Let's assume Super Rugby goes ahead next year, I think they could struggle against some South African teams, just the physicality of the forwards. Mm-hmm. I think their forward pack are really, really mobile and fast. But I think if it came down to, forward games, especially when you're playing in South Africa, and even Argentina, where they're quite forward dominant, I think they could struggle a little bit. But I also think that they have a very dynamic backline and a young backline that's really stepping up and really showing the world how to play. Yeah. So, that plays a big difference too. If they can and we saw on the weekend, they can make use of the ball from downtown. So, that plays into it as well. And I really like the counterattack. So,
all credit going to like guys like Bodie and Jordan and people who do place that counterattack, able to kind of hit that those areas really effectively. But Mitch Hunt and Josh Ioane, they're not our number one or our number two caliber player, but they definitely, if they're able to hold that continuity, they're great players all through together. But let's talk about the Hurricanes. I know a lot of teams in the competition were great on the counter-attack, but I think when it comes to execution, the Hurricanes are one of the best to do it. I think especially with Geordie and the support lines that Artie and Booth ran or TJ ran, they're pretty hard to beat on the counter-attack.
Dude, Artie Sever is the reason why their counter-attack is so amazing, because Artie Sever is always that link, always that support, and he always, if not the last pass, it's the second last pass before they score.
Yeah.
And Artie Sever needs to be in the All Black starting team. I'm sorry, but Sam Cane, you may be the captain.
I agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
It's Artie Sever with nothing, not taking anything back from Geordie Barrett. I just think that he is undoubtedly one of the best, if not the best, loose forward in the world right now. And that sevens experience that he's brought into a 15 role, into the 15s role that he plays, is amazing. And that's what keeps him a step ahead of your Tyson Frizzels, your Karifis, your Sam Canes. Do you know what I mean? Like your Christies, is because that guy does all the work on the field as you want your Lucy to do. But when you've got him, who you could put on a wing and he could still score tries because he's got that much pace.
It'd be like another Nadolo. It'd be ridiculous.
Literally. And he just plays that link role beautifully, man. And that's what the Hurricanes are.
And he has the best dummy in the world.
Dude, the fact that everyone's like, it is the funniest. Oh, man, I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
I don't think he's ever gotten anyone to fall for it yet. So it's something where you sit there and go, he throws that dummy, no one moves, but it's probably one of the most entertaining things to watch.
They all pause though. They're all like,
But I think someone I really feel for in the Canes is Jamie Booth. So this guy, he's had an amazing season with the Hurricanes, and he's had an amazing game in the weekend in the starting 9 jersey. Obviously, last game, but he went up against arguably the number one halfback in the New Zealand rugby in the world. But when you talk about kind of his opportunity, I'm disappointed that he didn't get named in this North squad for the North versus South. I know he's still young, and you've got Triple T as the third option, and you've obviously got Aaron Smith and TJ in front of you. But I think when it comes to caliber of rugby and the kind of impact and the form, I think he could have made an argument to be in that squad. What do you think?
I disagree.
You reckon?
Yeah, I just don't think he's had a strong enough season comparatively to the other 3 in front of him. Like, that's pretty... Look, the potential is there, right? But the All Blacks don't build off potential because they need to see that potential come to fruition. Otherwise, you know, TJ Perenara wouldn't be where he's at right now, and Aaron Smith wouldn't be, you know, arguably one of the greatest halfbacks the All Blacks have ever produced. So for me, I look at him, and I think, okay, you've got all the potential in the world, but like, you now need to. That was his game, which was a good game, to really do the extra bit.
Kind of showcase himself.
Yeah, and he didn't. Like, he was competitive. When you're number 4, 5, or even 6 in the ranks of your position, you don't need to be competitive, man. You need to be the guy that disrupts, the guy that people look at. But I'm not taking any of his talent away. He's 100%. But, like, in the pecking order of New Zealand, you know, you've got Finlay, you've got Brad Weber. Do you know what I mean? And like, going off what we said last week, like, Brad Weber in a losing team has just been like this shining light of doom where you're like,
wow. That's what I'm saying though, because Brad Weber's in the South squad. So I would have liked to see Jamie in the North, but I do understand where you're coming from. I do think if he gets an opportunity to play in that second tier All Black 15 side,
which he will undoubtedly.
Because he's like another Artie with experience. He has played in the New Zealand 7 side. So I do think that maybe given his experience that he hasn't had yet, but his potential, I think give him another year to develop. He probably would be able to make an argument.
100%. And here's the thing. Aaron Smith's on his way out. Okay. So, you know, and I dare say Brad Weber as well. So, you know, there's definitely room there for him. I just think the All Blacks don't reward potential. The All Blacks reward proven success. And on that basis alone, not taking anything away from a season that he's had, because it has been a stellar season. When you're going to compare him to the likes of like the 4 or 5 in front of him, it's like, okay, cool, man. Like, it was a good season, but, you know, can you honestly say that you were better?
I respect that argument. But something that I will talk about that drove me insane on the weekend was Vince Arso and getting 2 tries taken away from him because he ran on the touchline. I get that he doesn't play winger that often. He usually plays center. But when you have this much room, all you have to do is take 1 step to the left. And
you know what? As someone that has a genetic problem with a larger lower body than upper body, sometimes the centripetal force, okay, it's pure physics here, TJ. The force generated to try and...
I don't want excuses. All he had to do was take 1 step to the left.
I know.
It's basically Geordie's here, and he's passing the ball. He's all the way here. The defender that is closest to him is here. All he has to do is take 1 step to the left and just keep running straight.
I know.
And not hit the line.
Dude, it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. I think that... I got nothing. I'm trying to defend him. I can't. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
This is going to be the same. So this is not taking away from anything that he's done this season, and I get that he's playing out of position because you've got Umaga Jensen. You had I don't even know who was playing in the other 13 jersey. But still, you have peripherals for a reason. Use them. I get you're a big boy. You got big feet. Look at the line and just go with it. All right, we'll leave it there because I'll get too frustrated.
He's getting frustrated, guys. He's getting frustrated.
But as usual, this week we've got our weekly predictions. So last week, this is one that I can't wait to talk to you about. So last week we only had 3 games to predict due to the Crusaders and the Blues game getting called off. The result was actually pretty funny. I don't know if you've realized this. So I backed the Rebels. They lost by 16 points to the Reds. Fine with it. Who you picked? You picked the Reds. But funnily enough, we both backed the Hurricanes. And the Highlanders won by 17 points. So we're both doing burpees this week.
Is it just one burpee then? Because, I mean...
No, it's not one burpee. So even though I've been working out practically every day, so have you. I've been slacking on posting these up, though. So
Me too.
I'm gonna round what I owe up to 50. And I'll be posting them by tonight after my CrossFit workout. And you, good sir, you
wanker! We didn't even discuss this before the show.
Yeah, I know. This is the point. You owe me exactly 50 from the Reds loss to the Tars and the Hurricanes loss.
You blackballed me, you son of a. We did not discuss this off air. You're sneaky, bro.
Do you think if I would have discussed it with you, you would have agreed to this? Because I don't think you would have.
No, you put me on the spot now. You're more sneaky than my ex-girlfriend, you bastard.
Which one? No,
got you, G.
All right.
I got you. 50 burpees. This is gonna kill me.
By tonight. So you have to post them on the page. You have the login, so you better post them. If they're not
I got
there,
you
owe me an extra 10. So
I got you.
We'll get into the predictions. So this week we've only got 2 games to predict because obviously Super Rugby Aotearoa has concluded. So we are now in week 8 of the Super Rugby AU comp. First game is between the Force and the Reds. I'm going to go Reds on this one. I'm pretty sure I know.
I'm not backing exactly. I'm not backing the Reds. That's for sure.
All right, there we go. So big shout out to our boy Feleti Kaitu, who we are going to be interviewing. We love you, and we love the Force. But it's the Reds.
We're also realists and commentate rugby. So we've got to give our honest thoughts.
All right, and the second matchup is between the Brumbies and the Waratahs. Who you got on this one?
Ooh, that is a tough one, okay? So, in all honesty, I think the Waratahs could pull this out the bag. But Brumbies at home, my rugby brain says Brumbies.
Yeah, I'm backing the Brumbies as well. So it's looking good that if we lose, we both lose, and if we win, we both win.
We both win.
Yeah. So this will be an interesting 2 matches. I think those 2 matches are going to be really good. Force and Reds, I'm calling a dark horse on this one. I think that the Force are going to really turn up for this game. So
agreed.
We'll see.
Agreed. Well, here's the thing. I think the Brumbies Waratahs game really will start dictate. So Brumbies lose, Reds win. Reds go into first place. Mm-hmm. If Reds lose and Waratahs win, Reds drop to third.
Ooh, okay. All right.
So this is going to be an interesting sort of we're coming into the final weeks of Super Rugby AU too. So ideally I would like Reds to win and Brumbies to lose. That would be and like Reds to chuck a bonus point on. That would be great. Yeah. But realistically
just to kind of cement themselves up there. Just put them on that pedestal.
Yeah, definitely, man. But, I mean, realistically, I think, Reds win. I think Reds win, be tough first half, and then that second half, they come home comfortably. Brumbies Waratahs will probably that's going to be a big festival of big hits. And maybe I can't see it blowing out at all. It'll be a tight game.
Can't. Well, it's good.
Also, we said that about the Reds Waratahs, and
yeah, boy, were we wrong on that one.
Not even wrong. We were like in another. They were on the North Pole. We were on the South Pole.
I swear, like the rugby gods heard that and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna ruin everybody's weekend." There we go. Thanks, guys. Well, it's called the bonus point for a reason. Now that Super Rugby Aotearoa has concluded, we look forward to the highly anticipated North versus South game. And coincidentally, these squads were announced yesterday. So for those who don't know of this very storied fixture, it has a lot of history. It's a game that was played back in the early 20th century and basically was an All Blacks trial match. However, the last match was played in 2012, and before that, it was 95 was the last match. So with that in mind, Huller and I thought we would name our teams of who we think deserves to be in the 1 through 23 based on form in the Aotearoa competition. So not history of All Blacks caps or who's been great in the past. We're going to go name our team based on who's been really, really good, plus an honourable mention. who deserves to be in the team but didn't make the cut. And my honourable mention isn't even in the squad. So my honourable mention is going to be a guy that I really feel for that should be in this team. But because I'm going to be naming the North team, I'll name my team first and then I'll let you go. And I will make a disclaimer saying that some of the names in the starting jerseys may raise some eyebrows. But one, I'm selecting on form from the comp, and two, I'm treating this as an All Blacks trial. So this is something where I'm going, this is an opportunity to put people in positions where it may be a starting jersey, it may be a position they may not play in, but to see a simulated test match environment, something that I feel is something that we need to use this as an advantage to kind of test it out. So obviously no Sam Cane, we spoke about it. He's out as he sustained a pretty bad injury. But here it is. So we've got number 1, Aiden Ross, 2, Dane Coles. This one was a tough one because I really wanted to put Ash Dixon in here because he's been playing really well. But Coles's had such a great season and been so impactful on the pitch. Number 3, Ofa Tongafasi, Patrick Tuipulotu at number 4. This one, because we're pretty low on locks at the moment, and I want to see how he goes. I chuck Scott Scrafton in number 5.
Ooh, okay.
Just to kind of see how he does in that, because we don't really have too many other locks that really are just really
That's
shooting
fair.
above anyone else. So I want to see how Scott Scrafton does, especially in the mauls, because he's been killing it. And this back 3 is going to be dangerous. So we spoke about it. Artie, I'm going to put him at 7 with his experience, very explosive.
Yes.
Boshier at 6 because he's the turnover machine. Great in the set piece. And I don't even have to say how incredible Hoskins Tututu is going to be. He's just,
Dude.
he's going to rip.
Future All Black captain, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll pay that. That's a goodie. If he stays on his trajectory that he is now, I definitely pay that. But this selection, this next one is going to be a controversial one. So number 9 jersey. Could be argued that Aaron Smith has been the form 9 for the Aotearoa competition, but I'm choosing TJ over Smith.
Dude, I'm with you on that. One, like, hands down, TJ, bro.
Yeah.
I'll parry his Nara.
I want to use that so bad. He's had an amazing impact in the Aotearoa competition, and I want to see him in the starting 9 capacity. We know that Aaron Smith eventually is going to leave the All Blacks jersey, and in this particular game, given the opportunity to go up against the best of the best, arguably, and just see how he is in this 9 jersey. We've seen him in an All Blacks test at a 9 jersey, but it's been against second caliber teams. So someone that I do want to see in the starting 9 jersey. Well, I don't really have many options. I've got Bodie at 10. So I think it'll be good for Bodie to be back in the number 10 jersey so he can face off against Richie. And to be honest, we don't have anyone else to put in there.
Excuse me. That's assuming Richie Mo'unga has made my squad at number 10. Thank you very much. Let's not assume anything. You're the North coach. I'm the South coach. Continue.
Okay, if you don't put Richie in, I'm going to basically delete you off this show. And to be honest, I will say I actually would have selected Oteri Black in the number 10 jersey and put Bodie at 15.
Agreed.
But you got to go with what you got. So we'll just stick with that. We'll hopefully see Bodie go up against Richie and this piece of crap team that you're going to name. But Caleb Clark at 11. The young buck has been one of the in-form wingers over the whole competition, not just for the North.
Season he's had, hey. What a season.
He's got such a bright future in front of him, so I'm super excited to see him. This one is going to be another controversial choice, and this is someone that I've been speaking about a lot lately. Peter Umaga Jensen in the number 12 jersey.
Bro, great call. Great call.
A lot of people are going to argue, oh, why aren't you putting Leonard Brown in jersey?
Because Leonard Brown played like shit this year. That's why.
Some people can argue that it was because of the team that he had, but I will say that Umaga Jensen, I obviously would have preferred Nani in this jersey, but he obviously fractured his arm. Yeah, exactly. I put Peter in over Anton because he's just played better. Offensively, defensively, he's just had a way bigger impact.
Sure, okay, if you're a rugby brain and you watched the Super Rugby Aotearoa season, you can't honestly think that Leonard Brown has played better than him.
Yeah,
like you were kidding. Like I don't even need to bring up stats, but I will just because I'm that guy. I love to troll with facts. I will be more than happy to do that because ALB should not be in the All Blacks this year. I'm sorry, he's played terrible rugby and off form doesn't deserve to be there. I've said it.
I want to make an argument for that, but I can't really. So it's something where I love ALB when he plays and he plays well. He's the man.
He plays in our team. Like, that's our team. But, bro, he's lacked leadership. He's lacked self-awareness to put himself in better positions and his teammates in better positions on the field. You can't honestly, like, it doesn't matter who's at 10 and who's at 13. He can't. He's had a really bad season. I
would have hoped that Jack Goodhue played his first game for Northland and not Canterbury, so I could have stolen. But we'll just leave it at that. So at 13... got Rico. So I didn't expect to be saying this, but Rico has been one of the top 13s in the competition. His evolution this year has been insane. And I do prefer him for his impact sometimes in an All Blacks jersey in an outside backs position. But when you've got such great weapons like him, you don't want to leave him on the bench and then put other guys in these positions. So
just on him, do you reckon he's gotten more fast?
I actually do. Yeah, I don't think fast would probably be. I think his ability to go from 0 to 100 has been a lot better. So his 10-meter sprints are he's been working on them a lot.
And he's put on size too, and that's just that's a weapon at 13 to be like 190 at 98 kilos, and you're running that 10 meters in like a second flat, like. Dude,
the one thing I will say is that we've spoken about it before. His ability to clean out, especially off set piece, has been pretty woeful for a 13. But we'll give him time. We'll just let him evolve and see how he goes
to his
in
body.
13.
He's looking big and sexy.
Okay, fat bastard, and that's not a dig. I know you're quoting Austin Powers.
I am.
Stop body shaming yourself. You look great. But 14,
thanks, babe.
Sevu Reece played his first senior grade match for Waikato, so super stoked I can put him in my team.
I know, right?
And 15. So this one, I really wanted to put Mitch Hunt in here because he's had a phenomenal season. But once again, you got to factor in how crappy the Chiefs have played. And Damien McKenzie, he put together a lot of great gameplay with very limited resources. So I think if Hunt does get an opportunity, just like Jamie Booth, I think he'll get an opportunity in that All Black 15, that second tier side.
Cool.
But yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
So you're 15.
I still got to name my 23.
I know. I was just gonna say though, can we with your 15? I just need to breathe it in because I may have to make some selection changes.
Oh come on, you can't do that. You can't do that. No way. No, you pick your team. You can't because both the teams will get named the same day. It's not like you would name a team as like Aaron Major and then as a Highlanders coach and then they get named the Blues on Thursday and then you go, oh, wait, hold up. Yep, no, I'm going to retract that post that I just did on social media.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
just figured, okay, cool. I just thought we could have some fun, but whatever. If you don't want to have fun, then fine. Don't worry about it.
No fun. Only terror. Only terror on my end. You know I come to win.
Yeah, no, you do. I'm actually scared.
On my subs, I went with a 5-3 split. I did want to go with a 4-4 split. And I know people are going to be mad that I left one of these players on the bench, but I'll just run through them really quickly. So Ash Dixon, even though I'm a huge fan of Ash Dixon, I will say that Asafo Almua and Kurt Eklund both had an incredible season and deserve to be in the squad. But to quote Ian Foster, Ash Dixon has been an absolute warrior for the Highlanders over the years and has played with a lot of pride in the New Zealand Māori jersey. This is an opportunity for him to get selected in that All Blacks team, so really just show out how well he can play. 17, Carl Tuakanafe. I can never pronounce his last name right. This spot could have gone to Angus Tarval, but due to his injury and only playing one game this season, I feel that Carl, he's just in better game shape.
Also, Angus is doing really well as a commentator, and he has definitely got a job in the media after hangs up the boots.
He's got style. Like even his style alone, he just sets him above par.
Handsome chap.
He's good. He's good. Yeah, especially on what's their TV show called the Kickoff. When he does that show, it's like the mini breakdown. Yeah, I think he definitely has got a future in media.
We love you, Gussie.
We spoke about it before. Really lack of depth in the lock position. So I got Tupo Vai in the 18 jersey, and these are two guys that easily could have filled one of those back three jerseys, Dalton Papali'i and Akira Ioane. So they both had amazing seasons.
Agreed.
There's not much more. I would have loved to put Dalton in, but Boshier, he's just a killer.
So good.
Aaron Smith, 21. Leonard Brown at 22, because we need a center. I could have easily put in another back, in like an outside back on the bench, and you could have put in Sevu Reece in at 13 to finish the game because he does play center. But I think with Anton experience, and because they'll obviously want to put him in the All Blacks, they'll just have to. So it's something where they'll probably want to see him play. And Mark Talia at 23. So he had a great season as well.
He had a great season and just re-signed too. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
We need to retain him.
Him and someone else. So him and one, I think it's Paddy Tuipulotu. They re-signed to the New Zealand Rugby. So two people that the Blues will go. But yeah, that's my 23.
Dude, that's a disgusting 23.
You messaged me yesterday and you were like, "Oh, squads have been released. North is stacked." And I was like, "Hell yeah, baby, let's go!"
It was. Well, I mean, to be fair, you've got what is it? It's like you got way more teams to select from than I do.
Yeah, but you have guys that play in some teams that have their first cap. Like you've got Geordie that played for Canterbury.
Hey, well, ease up, Turbo. Let me announce my team, please.
Win. All right, let's go.
Okay, so how I went about choosing my team was 100% same as TJ, off form, but I've also gone through and I'm looking at functionality of how we want to play. So in my team, having a look at who was compatible to be chosen for the South team, I was really trying to choose, I really wanted to play an expansive game. So I've really chosen guys whose work rate from 1 to 23 is through the roof. And that I think, especially off the bench, because I've chosen a 4-4 split for the bench. A little controversial, because I just think that given my knowledge as a coach who the North may or may not have chosen, I think our backline will definitely be the difference, working and playing an expansive game of rugby. So having said that, this is my South team 23. And number one, real easy start with the front row. Number one, we've got Joel Moody. He was never not going to be in that team.
There's no chance.
It's Joel Moody.
Yeah.
To be fair, 1, 2, and 3 are real simple. At number 2, I got Cody Taylor, and number 3, Nepal Laulala. Now, I will say I was tossing up to put George Bauer in there.
Yeah.
I think he's had a really good season. The reason why I've chosen pretty much the start, like the first 5, the tight 5, is because of the compatibility. So I'm really looking to choose a team that are mobile and that can move together as one squad. So at 4 and at captain, I've got Sam Whitelock. That was a no-brainer. But
You're
at
putting
number
him at captain, are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting Whitelock captain. At number 5, though, I've got Mitch Dunshea. Now that one was a tough one for me because I was tossing up a few different players at locks. I really like what's his name, Selby Rickett.
Selby Rickett.
Or Shelby.
Selby Rickett.
But I just think I really wanted to stick with a tight 5 that are a big engine room, and they proved that for the Crusaders this year. At number 6, bro, I've got Dillian Hunt. So he usually plays open, but I've switched him to 6 because I like his snaffling. He's counter-rucking through the roof. And I assumed that your 6, 7, 8 were going to be hardcore runners. So I thought I'd put him at 6. At 7, that was a tough one for me, actually. I'm going to be honest, for 7. I love Tom Christie. And who was the other dude? Because I didn't even put him in the squad.
Who do you play for?
I think Crusaders. Tom Sanders? Sanders?
Yeah.
But he didn't even make the squad. So then I ended up going with Cullen Grace at 7.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good choice. I'll take that.
And Frizzell at 8. Now, the reason I want that 6, 7, 8 combination, again, working off the ball, in the ruck is a big thing, but their work rates are through the roof. Admittedly, I think Frizzell versus Sever is probably the confrontation we all want to see. But Shannon Frizzell for me has really come out of playing a 6-7 and really stood up as an 8 this year. I think it's his second year at 8.
He's played a bit of 8 and he's played a bit of 6 this season. Yeah.
But I mean, for me, and also the Lucy's to choose from weren't that that wasn't a big. Yeah, it wasn't a big batch for me. Just like you were out of locks, I was sort of out of Lucy. So, yeah. But Frizzell at 8 for me, I think that's where he's potentially going to be played as a future All Black as well. Once Sam Cane just retires, because bro, you need to go. Number 9, Brad Weber, bro. That's a no. Everyone knows I love Brad Weber. I think he's had a stellar season for the Chiefs. And he's really shown this year that he can really lead a team around the paddock, and really like worked on his passing. I think his passing has gotten a lot more slick. He's faster, and of all the halfbacks in the Aotearoa competition, he has sniped the most and gained the most meters in the stats. So yeah, that's my 9.
I think if he can pick his battles with the snipes and he's able to kind of execute at top work rate with those snipes, I think he definitely can. But I personally thought he sniped a bit too much. So he did have
That's fair, man. That is 100% fair. I don't know. I like it. His leadership,
his battles. Yeah, I'm all for it.
His leadership is what got him over the line as my starting 9.
Yeah. I agree.
Completely non-reliant on what the 10 does. Can just do what he has to do. Number 10, we've got the world's greatest fly half right now, Richie Mo'unga.
Oh, no way. You named him in your team. Oh, my God.
I just had to put him there. There was really no one else. He clearly takes the 10 spot. At 11, now, I know that this backline could not be controversial, but definitely I've chosen a few people out of positions. At number 11, I'm putting George Bridge.
Interesting.
Yes. Now, I know he's been playing in the centers a little bit with Jack Goodhue, and he has some fullback and wing experience, but I've deliberately put him on the wing. I love his counter attack. I love his strength. He can, when by himself, he can really make that time for everyone to get to. And given that I've got Dillian Hunt and Frizzell and Grace as my 6, 7, 8, I just feel that'd be by themselves. They can really come back through and support him.
Well, that was his position in the World Cup, and for most of his All Blacks career has been on the wing. So he's
and then they just shifted him. They only just shifted him into the centers, sort of when they had to, really, in Super Rugby. Bro, number 12.
I'm waiting.
Seo Tomlinson from Otago.
I pay that. He's had a great season.
I think. Well, I mean, you look at who I could have chosen too, and
this is all contingent on who your 13 is, because I want to hear who's the 13.
So Jack Goodhue.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you've got Tompkinson at 12 and Goodhue at 13, it's a no-brainer. Like those two together.
Stellar.
Stellar.
14, your boy Will Jordan. What a season!
Yes.
What a season!
He's probably. I'd probably say he's the breakout star of
this year, dude.
Yeah,
easily. That guy's a freak. At 15, Geordie Barrett. Because I can.
And because you have to. Yeah. he's the bin of the man at 15.
So I've got a 4-4 split. Now, the 4-4 split was hard because originally I was going to go a 6-2 split.
Ooh, okay.
And then I sort of looked back to my 3 points that I wanted for my team, which was the first one was combinations. Second one was playing expansive rugby. And the third one was I wanted great counter attack. So I was like, I'm going to go back to a 4-4 split.
You know, it's only me and you, like, because we're coaches and because our minds are like this methodical. We would break it. We would break it down this much. Other people would be like, "This is a great time to have some fun and name a team," and we're just like, "No, this is if we don't win this and this team doesn't get named, we're going to be super pissed."
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So, I mean, I think too, with my starting 15, like I really went out of my way. Like I was looking up stats, I was looking up meters gained, and more importantly, the minutes played and then post that, what happened in the last 20 minutes for each team that, they came out of. And so I'm really confident in my 1 to 8 that they can all play 80 minutes. And with the front row, we want to bring in a front row that's dynamic. So I've actually chosen, a front row and a Lucy, and then 4 backs. So at 16, for hooker, I've got Andrew McCullio.
Yep.
I thought he's had a really good season. As an impact player, he's really good off the short ball, off a ruck and maul, and he's a really, really, really good scrummager. So that's why I've chosen him. At props 17 and 18, I've got George Bauer, which I mentioned earlier, and Tyrell Lomax. For me, Lomax could have got a starting spot, but I
was actually surprised you didn't name Lomax because he's had a stellar season.
Here's the thing, though. He only ever lasts about 50 minutes. So I really wanted to bring him on for a tight 20, 25. And I think the combination of Moody, Taylor, and Laolala, like that's the all-black front row, right?
They've got a lot of good experience.
Exactly. So there's not going to be any panicking. At 19, I've actually chosen Tom Christie as my last forward. The reason why is I don't think he's going to replace Hunt, Grace, or Frizzell. I think we'll take Dunshay off. We'll move Frizzell into 6 and then Hunt into a second row or Grace into second row and then use him as an 8.
That's a coach's move right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yep.
Well, I just think Tom Christie, he's a super dynamic player, and he's a terror on the ball and off the ball. So you want to use him, especially if we're going to play. Like, depending on this is how far I went. Is how am I going to play the team? Are we gonna implement across the field? Are we running pods or what are we going to do? So I figured we'll be using the All Black sort of strategy and Crusaders strategy of spreading on, across the field quite evenly and just having 3 sets of forwards scattered, helping the backs, and then, a 10 and 15 swinging either way.
Would we have done this if we weren't in a pandemic? Probably not. But yeah, we did go hard out with this.
I told you, man. I love it.
I went
in. At 20, I've got Finlay Christie, bro. I think, bringing Brad off at the 50-minute, bring him on at 30, and he's going to punish them. 21, I've got Braden Eno, bro. I think he's great. Yeah, dude. So, you know what, though? Controversial. He's a midfielder, right? But I know he started on a wing. This is why I chose him. We could bring off Tompkinson, move Goodhue into 12. Then you could go Will Jordan at 13, put him on the wing, or Eno in at 13. He gives us that option.
That versatility, yeah.
That versatility. At 22, though, I also got another midfielder in Lester Fanganuku. And that is just, if anything happens, if we're being beaten to the punch, just chuck him in at center, bash people, bro.
He will destroy people.
Just bash people, man. And at 23, I've got Josh Yuan as my backup fly half. But he also could go straight back into fullback as well, or we push him in at 10 and then we push Richie Moonga back to fullback if anything happens to Geordie or Will.
Yeah. So,
because nothing ever happens to George Bridge, to be honest with you. That guy's a tank.
No, he got his head. Oh, actually, so he did get his head all messed up and he started bleeding, but he just kept playing like any good rugby player does. So
like a man, like a real man,
a real man.
And my selection for like my number 24.
Oh, I forgot to do my honorable mention. Yep, you go first.
Oh, who was yours?
So my honourable mention was Luke Jacobson. So everybody who knows me, I'm a big Luke Jacobson fan. But if not for his injury, he definitely would have been in my starting 23. He would have been starting for the Chiefs. As soon as he came back, he brought a different level to the Chiefs, and he brought just so much to that team. So big shout out to that guy because he's definitely missing out on such a epic contest of two incredible sides. But yeah, who's your 24?
Well, okay, so I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I had like a few to choose from. And it was hard because, like I want to be the coach in general. I want to be a rugby coach that, I'm going to give a player, if I believe in you, I'm going to give you like, what was it?
Benefit of the doubt?
The benefit of the doubt, you know what I mean? But then it's also like, I'm gonna put my All Blacks, like, mate, I'm not here to, say well done. I'm here to choose the best I can. And you were close, but not close.
Oh man.
And for me, it's going to be Mitchell Drummond, bro.
Oh, I'd pay that definitely. If I had to toss up between Finlay Christie and Mitch Drummond,
yeah,
flip a coin.
Here's the thing, I like almost, bro, almost
this close to making Hull's imaginary team.
Yeah, but the reason why I went with a half though is because of the halfback dilemma. That is. Who do you like? There's so many good halfbacks. And I just feel going back to why I would choose my team, off the combinations, there's nothing in there for me to say he could go well with the Richie Mo'unga. Do you know what I mean? Just, you're talking about playing the best against the best, and although they play together, for sure, Finlay and Weber work well with Mo'unga, Ioane, or Barrett if we had to slot them in at 10. And so for me, that's the defining factor as to why you don't get that very important spot. And his running meters were really low comparatively to Finlay and Brad's. So that was why I was like, but he has such a good season. I think he's probably got the best pass out of all three of them.
I'd pay that. I think a lot of people would argue that Aaron Smith probably has the better pass, but I would say that he's right up there. He's got an amazing pass.
Slick, man. And the thing for me is it's fast. It's in and gone.
Yeah. And
the line can't react to it. And I also like how he dictates the slow and fast ball at the ruck. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, honorable mention to him. But yeah, sorry, Bass, just missed out, man. I'm not here to patch it back. I'm here to choose the victorious team.
All right. Well, we're going to post up our teams on social media, and I'm going to let you guys decide who would win in this matchup. It's going to be me. Thank you very much. But yeah, looking forward to this North versus South match. I know that it was scheduled to be played in Auckland. I believe I'm moving to Welly on the 26th. I don't know if they've confirmed that yet. I know they're talking about it. I don't know if they've actually confirmed it. But I know it's definitely that's their contingency plan. But I know the New Zealand government have a lot more to worry about than rugby. So
no, they don't. No, they don't. There's nothing more important than rugby in New Zealand, bro.
I'd say that too, but yeah. But yeah, well, looking forward to the match wherever it is played. I do hope. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. They should move it to the South Island because people in Auckland will still drive to Welly, but they're too poor to catch a plane to Dunedin.
Why are you trying to deprive Aucklanders of seeing the game? That's so
I'm just saying you're stupid enough to get COVID again, bro. This is what happens, man. You are naughty.
They're the main travel hub. What are you talking about? Of course they're going to be the ones that get it.
You are naughty, Auckland. You are naughty boys and girls.
Well, and big shout out to Auckland because they are proposing for the game that got cancelled on the weekend against the Crusaders. They're proposing that all the 40,000 people that bought tickets to have a preseason match between the Crusaders, and they will upgrade everybody's ticket from whatever class it is to Sapphire, which is kind of like an elite ticket. So they'll get better benefits, and they'll be able to get like a voucher, and 25% of that will go towards grassroots rugby. So it'll be reinvested into that.
How good is that?
So hopefully that does go ahead. But wherever this North versus South match is played, I do hope it is on ESPN Plus because that is the only way I can watch it here.
No, you got my Foxtel login.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. It's definitely going to be the most convenient for me. So let's hope that it's on there. But I'm I'm just hoping that it'll go ahead. But yeah, as I said, I'll post those up. We'll hopefully see that I will be victorious in this debate.
Up the South, the only time I'll ever support a team from the South.
And you will be seeing our burpees, won't they, Hulla? They'll be seeing the
Russ,
burpees.
I'm on my
being
way.
posted.
As soon as we finish, I'm riding my bike 20 kilometers to the gym to do 50 burpees at my
All right.
workout and ride 20 kilometers back.
Okay, well that's good. I'll respect that. That's good.
Secretly driving. No.
All right, we'll leave it there. But big thank you to my brother Tavita Halafia. Thank you
for
very
having
much
me.
for joining us for another episode on the Last Week of Rugby. Tune in next week as we will be talking about Super Rugby AU and a secret topic that we bring up. And be on the lookout for an interview with Feleti Kaitu'u, the hooker for the Western Force. Super excited to have our brother on the show. We will talk to him soon. But thank you, Hulla. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Au revoir.
Thank you.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Thank you for tuning into the Bonus Point podcast.